Ladies, sorry to say, I lost a lot of recording. I don't know what happened to it. I went to go edit and poof, everything gone on the computer. So, time to bring you up to speed. I did end up buying a sprayer, and as you can see, it's a 3-point sprayer for a tractor. Very nice Shepherd sprayer. I like this thing. I got it working. We're all up to date. Got the hoses fixed. The nozzles are taken care of, and it works perfect for my 4250. Now, with it being a rear 3-point, I did put the rear duals on just so if I hit a little wet spot, I got a little bit more than just 2 tires to get traction and float across it. I had to go and find some weights to finish the front weights out all the way. Grandpa had about half of them there, which I don't blame him. But we are upgrading the farm here, so might as well upgrade the tractor too. I'm excited for this because I'm really close to the farm. I don't have to go very far to refill. I don't need a whole trailer full of spray chemicals and all that to tote around or anything. The best part is, which to each their own, I know I put the duals on. It'll work perfect going down the rows. That's not a big deal. The big deal is turning around on end rows. Everybody will argue about it, what spacing you should go and everything, and I don't think these axles are big enough to go 120 spacing for a pull type sprayer. So I opted out of a pull type, and also with a pull type sprayer, you turn around on the end rows. Your tractor doesn't, or the sprayer doesn't fall directly in the tractor rows or tires. Then all of a sudden you have to run over that much more corn. I think I'm probably very close to it with the duals on. I probably should have won a pull type sprayer, but honestly, this is just perfect. Get into here right. I should be fine right here. I got this 20-acre field to bust out, and then we are going to have to go and get the other fields going a little bit. So bring you up to speed, this field was planted a week earlier than my other fields. We had a really bad rain. I shouldn't say bad. It was good for the fields that were planted, but a week worth of rain that I couldn't get out into the field and everything. So that was kind of really hard to do, but thank God I only had a little bit of corn left in the bean fields. Beans are going to pop. I don't have an issue with planting beans into a little wetter field. So that's what we ended up doing, is just planting the beans in, and then I got the last field of corn in, and yeah, now we're taking care of the crops. As you can see, end rows are always fun, and I don't know what happened here. I'm not following that. We're just going to drive straight through. Must have been a little tired, or the Coors Banquet was kicking in. One of the two. Either way, the 20-acre field's going to take me a bit to get sprayed. I'm going to probably have 3 or 4 trips back to the farm to refill with this little guy. And this year, I'm just going to have the co-op come out, put nitrogen on. They'll drip it on again later on this year. I already got that stuff kind of handled, paid for, and everything. That way I don't have to look for a side dresser, even though Grandpa says I need to be doing as much as possible on this farm myself, and I do agree with that. Use your tractors as much as you can, but I'm not going to go and buy myself a John Deere or a Hagie sprayer to drip on nitrogen later on in the year. And I really don't think I have to drip a second thing of nitrogen on. This year I'm going to do it, and we'll weigh out the yield and money and see if it's worth it or not. This is kind of my, how do you want to put that, free year to figure out farming. Grandpa's given me the equipment to use, I'm paying them rent on the ground. Everything else is out of my pocket, the fuel, the corn seed, and all that. And Grandpa said, you know, hey, everything's paid off. You just give me the ground rent to live and put the maintenance and fuel into the equipment, and we're good to go. So I'm definitely going to be able to budget everything out come this next spring. And I'd like to be able to sit on this corn for a little bit. Oofta. What happened here? Jeez. Must have been on the phone and forgot to pick up the planter. Makes a real big mess out here, but I'm hoping everything works out and I get enough cash crop coming in this year to buy myself a bigger tractor. Again, that is on the list. I have a video up. You guys are letting me know what you think too, so I appreciate that. I just haven't pinpointed the right tractor yet. It's going to just have to happen probably. I mean, my thought is wait until this fall. People are going to realize what their yields are, and they're going to have to buy something new, so their used tractors come up for sale all the time. And we're going to pick up on one of them. But John Deere, AGCO, New Holland, it doesn't really matter to me. I just got to decide on one or the other, and hopefully I don't have to work on it a bunch. But yeah, I'm going to knock out this 20-acre field quick and move on to the next thing. Finally, on to the last field of spraying. I did have to take a couple days off and let the ground dry out and everything between going to work and whatnot, which I did not accept the job at the co-op. That would have been way too much for everything I wanted to do. So I found a nice job at the feed mill where I'm pretty much just in charge of mixing up the feed, loading the semis and everything, which it's easy. And I get time off. It's busy all year long at the feed mill. So there's no big like, oh, hey, we're slow, and all of a sudden, hey, you got to work a bunch of overtime hours, and you can't get done what you need to get done on the farm. So, with that being said, I do have a part-time job is what I call it, even though I work full-time hours, because I'm going to be taking off time as needed to do as much as I need to do. So I got the last, I want to say this is what, like 12-acre field? I can't remember. I need to get my sizes down and everything like that so I can remember easily. But I got my other field of beans sprayed, the back field of corn sprayed. This stuff is actually coming up pretty good, even though I am a ways behind. I was surprised the early stuff came up as good as it did and continued to grow with, I mean, I did put it in early, but I seen the rain coming, so you have to go when you got a window to go. So yeah, we're here. Hopefully get this done easily today. The sprayer's been working great. The only thing I noticed is the width is a little bit off. As you can see, I'm going down right in between where the end of the planter was. So I'm like 12 and 14 rows in, which is not good in my opinion. So if I would go to an 8-row corn planter, I should be about set up just right with this. And now that I know all this, I'm definitely going to be paying attention to the equipment I buy. The big one would be for my side dresser. So I got to pay attention with that and see if I can even find a planter and a side dresser to work together. That's going to be the questionable part for next year. Once again, I don't want to spend all the money at the co-op, but it kind of makes sense right now because the equipment I do have or do want, it's going to be expensive to change my entire farm over to that. The tractors are already set up on 30-inch rows, so I definitely got to find a planter to fit a 30-inch rows, and it's just a matter of what size. Well, what it comes down to is, can the 4250 pull it? That's my main concern right now, because if the 4250 can pull it, I'd leave the duals on it with a 12 row to get more traction, because I mean, you got the power, it's just about getting the power to the ground, and then my big tractor could stay hooked to the cultivator. That's the ultimate goal, so I don't have to unhook the tractor from the cultivator to the planter. I don't even want to go down that route. And I'm hoping 12 row. That's ultimately what I want, because then my 6 row head still works with it, and then I can get an easy side dresser to work with it. 12 row is pretty common around here, 12 row 30-inch. It's just a matter of how new I go will dictate the price, and we have some pretty good used stuff around, but I guess I can't do anything until I decide the tractor, right, ladies? But yeah, like I said, on the last field to spray, and yes, I know I missed a spot. I don't know what happened to the planter there, and that's kind of what I get for using Grandpa's old planter. The monitor was working, and this was the last field I planted. And if I remember correctly, this was a wet field. It's beans. I planted it wet. I wouldn't be so surprised if I got some dirt in those row cleaners, or where it drops the seed out when I was backing up and in the corner and stuff. Or that was where I ran out of seed and the monitor was kind of glitching out. I did have a little issue where the monitor did not want to plug into the power very good, and I thought we had it fixed. So who knows? Either way, I got a spot out there that did not grow. Not a very big spot. I'm not too worried about it. It's not gonna break the farm terrible. So yeah, I guess, ladies, I don't have a whole lot to do the rest of the year until harvest. I mean, get stuff ready slowly. I mean, the combine definitely needs to be gone through. Yes, it's a nice combine and everything, but I don't know the last time Grandpa ran it. So I'm gonna get done with this field and get that thing completely gone through. Change some belts if they need to be, double check the clutches, get it all greased up, get the oil changed. I mean, it's just going to be completely gone through. And also, I need to continue searching for my tractor. I got plenty of time left. I'm not terribly concerned about it until this winter or spring, but the tractor will decide the size of planter, the size of cultivator. The tractor is going to decide everything for me, so that's my number one goal to find. And like I said, I got off the farm job. It's going to help out. I needed something else to do. I can't just sit here every day, all day, while being a crop farmer. But Grandpa does have that beef shed there. So, kind of talking with him and seeing what I'd all need for it. He doesn't think it'd be a good idea, but I'm just watching the price of cattle right now, talking to some of my friends, and they're renting out their cattle sheds, whether they feed them or the guy comes over and handles it all. They're getting like 10 cents a head for what fits in there. All right, that's pretty good if you can pack 100 in there. But I'm also looking at buying the feeders myself. Now, this is where I'm at. Grandpa said it could be really easy, and you can feed them minimal, feed them some bales, make sure they got bedding. If they have bedding and they got a good amount of hay, they're going to do all right. They're not going to be crazy fast or anything. Obviously, TMR would be the best. Feed them full of corn silage or haylage, and pack them full of protein. They're going to grow a lot quicker. But I'm looking at buying. I do not want to have heifers or cows that are giving birth. I don't want to deal with that. So what I'm looking at doing is buying the feeders that are already weaned, bring them in. Hopefully in about less than 8 months, I would have them fattened up and ready to be sold. And right now with the 50 acres I got, that'll give me some manure to spread on the fields also. It'll be nice, but it's one of those big investments that I don't know that is worth doing right now. So I'll continue looking at that, and I just thinking through, maybe I should prep for it. The option is to buy a drill and get some winter wheat in, get some straw off it. I still have the cash crop of wheat, and then we'll be golden. But ladies, this is the end of this episode. I hope to see you again, I guess this fall when I'm ready to do harvest. Yeah. Oh, hey, I do got to find a platform head to get those beans off. I guess that should be my #1 goal, but I've been focused on tractors. I forgot about it. It's fun looking at things to buy. I call it window shopping, even though I really have to make a decision and buy something soon. So maybe that could be an episode, kind of do equipment walkthrough and whatnot when I get that way. I don't know. We will see what comes about. Till next time, ladies. Deuces.